Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another SP Fishing TV video. Today's video is actually brought to you and sponsored by FishBrain, so I figured we'd do a little bit of talking about them really quickly. It's a really cool app in the sense that you can go on here and see where people are catching fish, what they're catching them on. It's a really great way to interact with other anglers in your area, or if you're in a new area, say like when James and I were on the 50 state tour and we wanted to hop onto the app and kind of see a little bit more about the lake, figure a little bit more out what the fish are eating, roughly where they're at. It's a really cool tool that you can use that'll help you catch more fish. So today we're going to be at one of my favorite fishing spots. So if you guys want to check out exactly where I'm at, I'm going to leave that exact location on my FishBrain profile, which is SB Fishing TV. I'll like write it across right here. But if you guys click that link down in the description below, if you don't already have the app, go check it out. Find me on FishBrain, add me, I'll follow you back, and go find one of my favorite fall fishing spots. And also, if you guys are catching fish in your favorite fall fishing spots, when you go to post the picture on FishBrain, make sure to add that hashtag fall fishing so a bunch of people can see what you're catching. If you guys aren't already part of the premium FishBrain program, if you click that link down in the description below and use my promo code, you can get 20% off of FishBrain Premium. So make sure you check that out. I'm gonna actually hop around on the app a little bit, see what people have been catching here and what they've been catching them on. We're gonna throw a few baits in a box, get a couple rods set up. We're gonna go hopefully catch some fish here. Let's go. So I sat down for a second and threw some baits together in kind of a go box. And I also took a minute to look over the app, and I saw that a bunch of people were catching fish on more finesse style baits, and then you had some swim baits and things like rattle traps or jerk baits as well. So I threw together a few different things that I think are gonna work today. A lot of finesse stuff. I do find that I catch a lot of fish here on more finessey baits because it's a very pressured piece of water and the water's generally pretty clean. So that is definitely something that I'm going to be trying out. I've got two rods with me today. I'm going to throw a 6/8 medium light spinning rod and a 7-foot medium heavy. Putting a rain jacket on because it's going to be freezing out there. Hopefully we can catch a couple fish. All right, we'll poke around right here for a little bit. This looks pretty good. Tide's definitely up. Gonna start the day off throwing a drop shot. First cast fish. Probably first cast stuff. This place is like insanely sticky. Let's keep going. We're basically just walking our way all up and down this creek and basically just making a few casts here and there, and until we get bit, that's when we'll really stop. Because I find that, especially in tidal waters, the fish move around a ton. You're not gonna find them spread out over an entire area. They're gonna be pretty much congregated in one spot. So that's what we're doing. One awesome thing about this spot is all the bridges you can kind of hide under when it starts to rain, like right now, because it's like 40 degrees outside. And it's raining. Whoa. This is the sketchiest freaking stuff to walk on. It's a bunch of loose rock over top of like chain link. And it's wet. It's not fun. I thought the tide was incoming, but it doesn't really even look like it's moving all that much right now. It might be closer to slack, which could explain why this bite's a little bit tough right now. Now I'm just dragging this drop shot around, looking for some lazy fish to come up and eat. I might switch over to a Ned rig too. Actually, I'm gonna switch to a Ned rig. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So we just rigged a Ned rig. Actually, I really didn't pin that on there very straight, but I'm throwing a copper truce TRD. The reason I'm going with this is because it's pretty cloudy, it's raining, it's nasty out. The water's not dirty, but it's like a dark color right now. Like it's, I don't know. It's just darker than I'm used to seeing it. So I want something really bright that'll get the fish's attention. I'll try this for a little bit, see if it works. If it doesn't, then I'll switch to something else. But I have a feeling this should do the trick. There we go, that's better. I'm throwing this on 20-pound braid to a 10-pound fluoro leader. You can throw it on lighter, but where I'm fishing is just so sticky that you can get away with the 10. It's fine. So another reason I switched from the drop shot to the Ned rig is that I haven't really fished anything on the bottom today. It's been a drop shot and that little swim bait. So I want to see if they're keying in more on baits like directly on the bottom, which I find that sometimes they do that when it's cloudy and overcast. They just want something pinned down, being slowly dragged or hopped. All right, well, I made a slight mistake with the tides. I thought it was going to be incoming until like 2, but it's actually high tide right now. So what I'm going to do is walk back up into this creek a little bit more, because I think that these fish are pushed up further and away from the mouth. So hopefully I'll be able to catch them as the tide's dropping and kind of run into them on their way out, hopefully. I'm going to keep throwing the Ned rig around. I might rig up a spinnerbait, actually. I feel like spinnerbaits do really well here, and I saw a couple people on the app catching fish on spinnerbaits, so I don't know. We'll see. Haven't had a bite, haven't seen a fish, haven't seen any action yet. It's been kind of slow. Make a few casts with the blade. Back to the Ned rig. Oh no, I just had one. Dang it. First bite of the day on the Ned rig. I casted it as close as I could to that bridge piling, and he got my bait. Oh my god, wait a second. It broke my hook. Damn it. That is not good. Dang it. Just broke my hook on the first fish of the day. Completely my fault. I put a questionable Ned rig on that was a little rusty. I was like, it'll be okay. Wrong. That fish ate a Guggen Baits Rattling Ned. So I'm gonna put another one on, exactly the same thing, and see if we can get some more bites. Let's see what time it is. 1:38. Been on here for 2 hours. That was the first bite I've had. I hate breaking fish off for making stupid mistakes like that. I can barely feel my hands. So the plan for the rest of the day. We've been out here for 3 hours. We had one bite. I'm gonna rip this swim bait around a little bit. Fish up here a little more. Work back down toward the bridges. Fish around the bridges with the Ned rig and this dark sleeper. Fish this side and the other side. And then work our way up, fish over that way, and then call it a day. Oh, that was a bite. This thing is so far away, it's hard to keep my line taut at all. Should be good. Last cast. Well, you know, to be honest with you, that was pretty rough. 4 hours out there, 2 bites, 1 questionable, and I broke the hook on one of my Ned rigs. So that sucked, but I like to keep it real sometimes and still post videos of me not catching fish, because that's just the way it goes. You know, sometimes you go out, you try as hard as you can, and you get 1 bite and you whiff on it. I really wish I was able to catch something, because I'm gonna seriously start logging like every single one of my catches, or at least the majority of them, on FishBrain, because I realized something pretty interesting. Like, over the last 3 years and the thousands of fish that I've caught, I haven't logged any. So everything that I remember obviously is up in the memory bank, but you can only remember so many fish. So I would have like this huge sample size of information on, you know, date, time, water temperature, what lure I caught the fish on, and roughly what area that I caught the fish, which is all something that I can do in FishBrain, which is why I'm really looking forward to start really truly using the app a lot more. So again, if you guys haven't checked out FishBrain, make sure you click the link down in the description below and go check them out. That's gonna be it for me today. I am frozen solid, like I need to warm up for a little bit. And I'll see you guys soon. Thank you for hanging out with me. See ya.